Hey everybody, this is Arturo from Martina Studio, and in this new video, I'm working on the piece for the Pride Giant, which was the first thing I had to, the first obstacle I had to overcome before starting this whole journey of recovery from addiction to pornography. Like I mentioned in the last video, I took a course called Libres en Cristo, or Free in Christ, to overcome this addiction. You can find information in the description if you're interested. But like I said, step one was before taking the course was overcoming my pride. You know, like I mentioned before, I had been fighting with the addiction to pornography for 5 years or so, or a bit more than that, and I was so used to doing it by myself that I figured, I mean, I don't need any help. I'm good. I mean, I'm not watching explicit pornography anymore. I mean, I'm alright. I mean, I'm dealing with it, and the problem that comes with that is that when you relapse, when you try to handle everything by yourself, there's a really high possibility or high chances that you can fall back into your old habits again. And sometimes we fall deeper than we were before. And so I had to come to the realization, you know. Step one was admitting that I needed help, and step two was looking for that help. So I contacted one of the pastors from my church and asked him if he could minister me or help me out, you know. And he referred me to the course because I think he's one of the people who developed it in the first place. And I would do the same thing, you know. If anybody asks me what to do, I'd refer them to the course, because it's the course that's gonna set you on the right path, not one particular person, but these questions or these steps that you need to take. And obviously the first step is genuine regret, you know. So the first thing you have to do when you go to the website is that you have to take a test, like an assessment test, to see if you actually need help. And even taking the test is a hard thing. I was like, oh Lord, you know, you have to confront a lot of things, and that you just have to. I mean, what are they gonna think of me? What you know, worried so much about being judged. But you just have to say, you know, I have to do this. So I took the test, and the verdict was that, yeah, I definitely needed to take the test immediately, the course immediately. And one of the first things you do in the course is that you have to write like a prayer or a letter to God, asking him for help throughout the whole thing. I wrote it, and I was crying throughout. I mean, I was just bawling, and just writing, apologizing, you know, to God for thinking that I could do everything by myself, that I didn't need him to do this, that whatever thing I was dealing with, I mean, whatever excuse I was creating. And I was like, I mean, it's not like I'm killing, I'm not hurting anybody. I mean, and besides, I mean, I was just watching. Oh, I was not like I was physically cheating on my wife. I mean, it's not like I was. And you keep coming up with all these excuses of why you shouldn't really take the course, when the opposite is completely the truth, you know. And you keep justifying it. You keep validating it in yourself, and you think you're so strong. You think you're so big, you know. And that's where this this giant comes into play in this interpretation of pride is that this character, as he keeps glorifying himself and blowing himself up, I mean, he starts growing, and his skin starts to harden to become rock solid, and so, until he becomes this huge, like King Kong size gorilla made of stone, rock, and vegetation growing all over him. And the way he sounds in my head as I work on him, you know, he's like, "You dare challenge me?" And he starts to hit his chest, and "Don't you know who I am?" And you know, it's really sad, you know? And he feels it's so solid. He feels it's where his bark is worse than his bite, you know, because that's how we appear, you know. He feels he's so solid, he's rock solid, but the reality is that he's about as fragile as an eggshell, you know, that cracks at the merest bit of pressure. And it's just hiding a huge insecurity, you know. That's just what it is. You're just afraid. You're just afraid people are going to see you for what you really are. And if you don't really know what you really are, it's always something to be ashamed of, you know. But like I said, step one, defeating this particular giant with a lot of humility, you know, looking for help, admitting that you need help, looking for help, and taking it, you know, accepting the help from others to overcome this. And it's hard, but it's worth it, you know. Like I said, this piece is almost done. I hope you liked this video. Like I said, stop making excuses if you feel like you're making excuses, and look for help. Remember, it's a whole process, you know, step by step. You don't try to do it cold turkey, you know. This is the final piece. This is the poster for the Pride Giant. I've enjoyed working on these pieces immensely. Next week I'll be uploading, like next Wednesday I'll be uploading the next giant that you have to overcome. I hope you like it. I hope if you need any help, or if you want to help out or collaborate or participate in any way, let me know, and I'd love to help. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you want to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, at Artina Studio Art. Stay strong, keep creating, keep creative. See you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.